Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. And today we're going to be moving through some more classical exercises, but I will take a few moments in the middle of class to use a nice stretchy band just for a little bit more upper body resistance. We'll also use this to do stretching with. Other than that, we won't really use the band today. I'm using a lighter resistance band, but you can use any resistance band you have according to your level. And so if you're newer, I do recommend starting off with light. And then as you get stronger, go to the medium, go to heavy, and redo this, and you will get a different workout each time. So that being said, I'm going to put this to the side. We'll also be doing roll-ups and roll-downs today. So those of you that know my history know that I do better when I have just a little bit of cushion in the lumbar to do that. So if that's something that you need, you can do that with a folded hand towel or some other kind of folded matty material. And other than that, we will get started. So zipping up, we want to be nice and tall in our seat, ears, shoulders, and hips. And if crisscross applesauce doesn't look good for you, you can take your legs, forward. Just be where you're comfortable. And let's start with some neck stretches. So taking the chin down to the chest, just letting gravity get behind the neck. And we'll come back up. Good. Left ear, left shoulder. And then from here, coming back center, right ear, right shoulder. And coming back up. Good. Keeping your chest and your shoulders forward. Good. We're going to look to the left and back to center and looking to the right. And back to center. Good. From here, just take some nice shoulder rolls. Good. And then take those in the opposite direction of what you just did. Good. Big inhale and reach. Exhale. Let's just get a nice side bend towards the left, keeping sits bones grounded, shoulders in line with the hips. So try to avoid this forward collapsing that we sometimes get into a habit pattern as we age. And then from here, you choose. Do you need to stay where you are? Do you need to come out? Do you want to side bend deeper? Do you want to open towards the back? Or do you want to round the spine, getting a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching? And opening up and moving through center. And we'll take that again, other side, to the right, reaching. And then you choose staying here, coming out. You can side bend deeper. You can open towards the back if that would feel better, or find a C curve roll, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. And then from here, we'll lengthen and come back up. Let's take a big inhale. Let's just get a nice gentle twist. So we're preparing our spine here for some deeper work. Rolling the shoulder back, looking behind you. As you breathe, try to expand that rib cage. And we'll lift, go right into the other side, taking arms down, rolling back, looking behind you. And coming up and coming back to center. Let's go into all fours now. So I'm going to come onto hands and knees. Remember, you can always cushion the wrist or the knees as needed. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are under the hips, tops of the feet are down, belly button is in. press the floor away. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Inhale, take the chest forward, tipping the pelvis back. Nice cow pose. Exhale, pressing around. Good. Looking towards the thighs, mad cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Now, as we move here, remember, it's always important to just breathe at the end of the day. But you can exhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose. Good. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. We're going to go to opposite arm, opposite leg here. So you want to try to keep the back from dipping like this when you take your legs back. So belly button is in, we're protracted. Let's start by taking the right foot back first. So I'm just going to kind of press to that big toe and pinky toe mound as I press the heel back. I'm going to let that right hip drop slightly, getting the nice stretch down the back side of the leg. I'm still strong in my upper body here. And then from here, good, I'm going to come back forward. Maybe lift a little bit, maybe lift a lot. So if I lift too high, I get this nice little sway. So I really want to draw up and in. Good. Opposite arm will come forward. Good. Belly button is in. We're holding. We're holding. We're holding. And here we go. Elbow to knee. Round 1. Inhale to lengthen. Round 2. Inhale, lengthen. Round 3. Inhale, lengthen. And 4. Inhale, lengthen. Press, press, press. And take that down. If you need to come back, a little child's pose, decompression of the wrist. Take care of yourself. And then once you're ready, we're going to take that all to the other side. So coming back to all fours. Good. Left foot's going to come back, pressing into the big toe and pinky toe mound. Good. Letting that left hip drop slightly, pressing back through the heel. Good. Breathe and expand. Getting that nice big stretch. Good. And then coming forward. Good small lift. Watch the back. Keep it long. Don't come in and sway back. Opposite arms is going to come forward. And we're breathing. We're pressing out of that supporting shoulder. And when you're ready, here we go. Elbow to knee. We'll go 4 and reach. Exhale, 3 and reach. Exhale, 2 and reach. And 1 and reach. Good. Find your balance. Belly button is in. And take that down. Get a little child's pose, a little decompression. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto our back. So as we come onto our backs, we're going to be doing some supine work for a while. So go ahead and have your bands within reach. And if you're going to use something for lumbar support for roll-ups and roll-downs, have that within reach as well. So as you come down, just kind of pull the shirt out from underneath me here. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track in this nice alignment. So hips, knees, and toes are parallel. They're facing the ceiling. I'm going to zip up, and I want to be in a neutral spine, a neutral pelvis. So what that means is that my pubic bone and my hip bones are even on the same plane. So I don't have one side higher, than the other. So they're pretty even. You may or may not have a space in the low back between you and the mat for your neutral. Some people do, some people don't. Good. But then from here, I'm zipping up. So going into pelvic tilting, as I rock the pelvis back, pubic bone comes towards the face. This is a posterior tilt. I'm closing any space that may be back there, but I'm not jamming my back into the mat. And then I'm going to inhale, take this forward, maybe creating a little bit more space. That's your anterior tilt. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, And inhale, bottom doesn't leave the mat. And exhale, coming back into neutral. Let's take this into some bridging. So as you come into bridging, we're going to roll up bone by bone here. So you want to just not only press into the feet, you want to press into the shoulders and the arms as well. So as much body engagement as you can find. So zipping up, and here we go. Rocking through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, to the mid back. Good. And rolling down from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and back to pelvic neutral. And we'll go again. We'll rock it back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, to the mid back, and rolling down from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and back to spinal neutral. Good. Now on this one, I'm going to take my heels in just a little bit closer. I don't want them to be too close though. We're going to take this up into marching once we come up there. So zipping up. So this is really going to depend. Really be important for you to engage those shoulders and arms for support. So rocking the pelvis back through the sacrum, through the lumbar, through the rib cage, up to the mid back. Good. Now from here, belly button is in nice and tight. Good. Left leg, right leg, left, right, left, right. Keep going. So your pelvis will drop just a little bit here. That's normal. But really press into those arms and shoulders. So bridging is very much about the upper body as it is the lower body. Good. And one more time, left and right, and both feet down. Good. Lift up and then roll down from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, through the sacrum, and back to spinal neutral. Bringing the knees into the chest and rocking side to side. And then from here, once you're ready, good. Let's take this right into our 100. So feet can be on the floor. They can be in tabletop. They can be a long diagonal line. The lower you take them, the harder it is, but not at the expense of the back. So any funny business back there, legs need to come higher or come back into tabletop position. So I'm going to start in my starting position, knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor. Arms are coming up. I'm zipping up. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to look towards my thighs. Arms are long and low. I'm going to take my legs long. I'm going to start pumping the arms long and strong from the shoulders. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lower shoulders. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift the chest higher, reach deeper through the arm, and bring that down. Woo. Wiggle, 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 side to side. All right. From here, I'm going to roll over to my side, and then I'm going to come up to a seat. So we're going to prepare for our roll-ups and roll-downs here. So I'm going to grab my little pad here, and what I use is just the grippy mat like you could get at a grocery store, you know, to keep things from sliding around in your cabinet. I just unrolled that. I folded it once. I folded it twice. I folded it 3 times. And now I've got this nice little pad to put underneath there. So I'm going to put this right under my low back here, kind of making sure where that needs to be. Good. Okay. And then from here, good. If you're newer, you can have your knees bent and maybe you don't go all the way down. You can hold on and then you can start to release. And then same thing with legs long. That's a little bit harder. You can go back to your point of control and then one day roll all the way down. For those of us that are doing the full are going to follow me. So zipping up nice and tall. Arms are forward, shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to tilt the pelvis back. I'm in that, going into that posterior tilt. Belly button is in, and I'm rolling, and I'm rolling, and I'm rolling, and I'm coming down. Good. And you want to come down through center as best as you can. I like the little stretch of taking arms behind me. Good. Arms are kind of come up. Inhale, zip up, exhale. Coming all the way up and maybe rolling forward. Good. Then I'm going to stack nice and tall. We'll do that again. Just a little bit lower. Okay. Inhale, exhale, rolling that back. Inhale, exhale. You want to try to roll forward. Good. Stacking. And we'll go again. I think this is number 3. Inhale. Good. And number 4. And coming forward. Good. Now, some of you are going to keep working on those. You can also take a break, or you can work with me taking this into a roll over. So if you've got a lot of neck issues, maybe some kind of eye pressure issue, I don't recommend this one for you. Just stay with the roll ups and the roll downs. But from here, good, you're going to take this down, roll over. Good. So this is one of those areas where you want to work on that scapular stability. Helps you come up here. Legs will open, shoulder width apart, toes point down. Good. And then I'm going to roll down. Good. And then maybe use that leverage to roll right up. Let's go one more time. Good. There are some people that can take that right into plow and take their feet back. My feet don't touch the floor behind me right now, and you never want to force it. So I'm not doing that one, but kudos if you can. So from here, I'm just going to roll back down. Good. As I roll down, I'm going to move my pad out from underneath me, and I'm going to grab my strap. So from here, good, we're going to go into our hamstring stretch series. I've got my right foot, good, coming into the center part of the band. So I want equal band off each side, and I want the band to be flat. If it's bunched up, it has a tendency to roll, snap, hit you in the face, that sort of thing. So I want that band to be nice and flat. Your left leg can be bent if you need that, or extended long if you're okay with that. Just kind of find where you need. Also remember, this is a stretchy band, so your grips might vary from a normal yoga strap. I'm just going to bring this in. Okay. So I'm keeping a little micro bend in that knee. My upper body is grounded. Stretching is okay. A little shaking is okay. Pain, numbness, tingling, burning are not okay. So if you're feeling those, you want to back off until you don't. My belly button is still in here supporting the back. Good. And then we'll release. Good. Both pieces of the band into the right hand. Belly button is in. Let that leg go out to the right. Wiggle around here. Find your optimal spot. It is a little bit of inner thigh, but you're also still stretching the hamstring just in a slightly different way. Use your abdominals to bring that leg back in. Now switching hands. Good. We'll arc over, wiggle around, find your sweet spot. And I'm just going to hold this one here today right at the 45 degrees. I really want to get into this outer hip, outer thigh, IT band. And then coming back up. So from here, knowing you've got a stretchy band, I'm going to pull straight down, rolling my shoulders back so my elbows are touching. So I've got some nice tension in here, and we're going to use that as we go into a leg circle. So smaller circles have its own intensity. They're a little bit easier if you don't have a lot of control. The larger circles are a little bit harder, requires more control to keep both hips grounded. So you work where you need to work. From here, belly button is in, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll come back up. We're just going to do a little midair switcheroo here with the feet. So left foot's going to be in that band now. Equal part band on both sides. Band is flat. Right knee is bent or long. And when you're ready, bring that leg in closer to the face. Breathe. So breathing helps with your stretching. And then once you're ready, we'll release. Both pieces of the band's going to go into the left hand. Good. Both hips are going to stay grounded as you take that leg out to the left. Breathe. And when you're ready, good, we'll take this up, switching hands, arcing over, wiggle around, find where you need to be. Everyone needs to be at a slightly different spot. Not everybody is directly across. This is my tighter side, my stronger side. And when you're ready, good, we'll come back up. Good. So from here, good. So we're going to do those circles to kind of find your grip, find the tension that you need. Belly button is in. You choose. Try to do the same kind of circle that you did on the other side so you train evenly. So belly button is in. And we'll circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And from here, I'm just going to remove that band. I'm going to keep it close though. We'll come back to that in a moment. So from here, we're going to roll like a ball. And you can, if you don't want to roll like a ball, can't roll like a ball, come up to a seat and go into a boat pose. So you get a little bit of core work and connection there. But if you've got a healthy spine, you can roll with me. We're going to roll 6 times, 6 times. So from here, once you're ready, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold it, woo, and then roll that back down. Going into the series of 5 here. So this is single leg stretch, single straight leg stretch, double leg stretch, double straight leg stretch, and crisscross. We're going to be doing 8 single leg stretch and straight leg stretch. So knees in tabletop position, arms are up. I'm going to lift up. I'm going to start by taking my hands in front of that right knee or right below it as I reach my left leg long. Belly button is in. Hips do not move. Here they stay stable. And here we go. And 2, 3, and inhale, exhale, and 6, 7, and 8. Good. And come down for a moment. So anytime we're up in a C curve, remember you could be up there with at ease. So you want your gaze to be at your thighs. If you can't be at ease, lower down. You're still working. It's not worth the headache you'll get at the end of the day if you work through that. So from here, once you're ready, let's point and flex the feet first while we're up here. Make the most of it. Good. Rolling ankles in one direction. Hopefully nobody's hearing those pop. Get in other direction. And then for a moment, just spread the toes wide and squeeze them together a few times. We want to keep these little toe joints supple. They help us with balance. They help us when we walk. And when they get stiff, when the ankles get stiff, we start to shuffle. When we start to shuffle walk, we start to trip on things and fall. So take care of your ankles, take care of your toes. Here we go. Single straight leg stretch. As I come up, I'm going to start on the opposite side now. I'm going to reach up as high as I can reach. Okay. And then my other leg is going to come into a hover. And here we go. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And inhale and exhale. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And bring that down. Good. Double leg stretch. We're only going to do 6 of these instead of 8. I like to start with knees in, coming back up, and then inhale. Arms are going to reach. There's 1. Swing around if you can. Maybe not for me with my plant. And 2. And 3. 4. 5. And 6. And take that down. Double straight leg stretch. Legs are up back to the ceiling. You can make this more inner thigh, coming to a Pilates V position. Some people like to sit on their hands for a little bit more low back or pelvic support. You can keep the upper body grounded. Most challenging, you're up into that C curve. Okay. So whenever you're ready, find where you're going to go. I'm going to C curve in the external rotation here, Pilates V. I'm going to inhale and exhale. 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Pelvis stays even. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Last one, inhale, exhale 6. And take that down. I'm starting to feel the heat. I hope you are too. Crisscross. The legs are the same as the single leg that we did in the beginning. Hips don't move. They stay grounded. And we're rotating from the thoracic spine, from that waist. That facilitates more oblique work. Hands can be behind the head. We're leading with the shoulder, not with the elbow. So elbows are out. And then from here, when you're ready, zipping up, I'm going to lift and go to my right. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't forget to breathe. 7 and 8. And take that down. Good. From here, when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto the right side, just because that's the side that faces you first. We're going to go into just a little bit of a relaxing pinwheel sequence here. Just kind of open the shoulders a little bit. It's a nice little twist. So your knees are going to be stacked here. They don't have to be in line with the hips or anything like that. Just stacked. My right arm is forward. My left arm is on top. My belly button is in. Good. I'm going to keep that belly button as I open and follow that hand. And then I'm going to follow that hand as it comes back. And we'll go again. And come back. And one more time. And come back. This time, this top arm is going to drag and kind of go around behind us here. So keeping the fingers even to each other as we start. Belly button is in. I'm going to drag. I'm going to open. Good, looking and dragging as I come back. And we'll do that again. And open, belly button is in. Feeling that nice stretch in the chest and the armpit. And one more time. This time as we come back, good. Hold that at your best stretch. Belly button stays in. And then from here to come out, we're going to lift that arm up just like we did a moment ago and take it all the way back to where we started. Good. So we're going to do that on the other side just so that my back is not to you. I'm just going to switch over, but you can turn over onto your left side. Good. So knees are going to be bent. Good. Now my left arm is on the bottom. My right arm is on the top. I'm zipped up in that belly. And I'm going to watch that hand as I open towards the back and watching as I close to the front. And we'll go again. And close. And one more time. Open. And close. Good. Here's the drag. Coming around one. Oh, water's in the way. Good. And drag. And two. Now I'm bending my arm a little bit behind me because I've got stuff back there that I didn't think about before I started this, but you want to keep as long of arm as possible. For the last one that you come back, find that nice spot, belly button is in, so you're in a twist, you're in a stretch. And then from here, watching that hand, it's going to come up and come back to where you started. Good. From here, when you're ready, press yourself up to a seat. And we're going to go into some stall theory stuff. So we will be incorporating the band while we're seated up here. So just kind of have what you need. My hair is falling all down around me. That's okay though. It doesn't want to be in a ponytail today. Okay, so my legs are going to be about as wide as the width of my neck. And I just took my pelvis into an anterior tilt. So I've tilted the tailbone back and the hip bones forward. This helps me sit just a little bit straighter with a little bit more ease. Zipping up the front of my body. Arms are forward. We're going to do spine stretch forward. We're peeling off an imaginary wall, bone by bone. Good. Almost kind of envision that you're diving over a beach ball here. So this is not a hinge from the hip. And then once you've come to your limit from the tailbone, we're going to stack bone by bone. Coming all the way up to a nice tall seat. And we'll go again. Nodding. Going to your body's limit. And stacking all the way up. Good. From here, arms are to the side, right in line with the hips. We're going to go to side bend. So I'm just going to take this over, side bending, reaching, hips are grounded, and coming back to center. And other side, same thing, and reaching. And coming back up one more time each side, taking it over and reaching. And coming back up. Last time, last side. And coming back. Good. From here, I'm going to treat my arms as a rod. So when I do my twist with pulse, I don't want this back arm to do funny things. I don't want this arm to do funny things. They're moving together as a single unit. So zipping up nice and tight. Good. I'm going to take my rotation towards you. So that's going to take me to my left. So I'm going to rotate, pulse, pulse, center, to the right. Pulse, pulse, center, to the left. Pulse, pulse, center, to the right. Pulse, pulse, center. Good. You can shake all of that out. And we'll take this right into stall, putting all of those principles together. So from here, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to reach in around, trying to solve the pinky toe off with my pinky finger. I'm going to stack back to center and rotate and reach in around and stack back to center. One more time each side. Rotate reach and round, stacking as you come back up, and rotate, and reach and round, and stacking as you come back up. Good. Bring your legs in just a little bit closer together. Keep them about hip width apart. I'm going to bring my band back in here. Good. Then I'm going to take this band nice and flat around my feet. Nice and flat around the feet. Good. Now on these, you can always just kind of roll around if you need to do that. I did that one time, but from here, good. I'm going to zip up. I'm going to lean back. I've got a nice long spine here. My gaze is at my toes. My arms are going to be long. I'm turning palms towards the ceiling, and I'm going to bicep curl. 1, 2, use your abs and your breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Good. And then I'm going to lean and come up. Good. Now from here, I'm going to pull my elbows back. And so my arms are touching my body. They're not out to the side. I'm pulling them back. I'm going forward just a little bit, keeping that flat back. I'm turning my palms more behind me. Now here's the triceps. 1, keeping the elbows bent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, woo, and coming up. I'm going to keep my grip the way it is. We're going to come back and we're going to open to the side here. If you've got osteoporosis, even with a flat back, do be mindful of this one. The band can aggravate that issue in some people. So from here, as I come back, I'm going to open and come back center. Come back and open other side and come back center. And 2, and 3, and 4. One more. 5. Woo. Now, we'll take that just a little bit differently. Making sure I did. I'm going to come back first. I'm going to lift. Belly button is in. Now I'm going to open. So for me, this is a little bit harder than what we did when it was a little bit more faster. And come back center. And open to the other side, nice and slow and controlled. And back to center. And again, to the front. And center. Long spine still. And to the back. And center. And we'll come forward. From here, we're going to be done with this band. So I'm going to put that to the side. Good. I'm just going to cross my ankles. Come forward. We're going to come belly down. So we're going to come prone. Prone. So legs are going to be about hip width apart here. You can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes like this looks good. Taking the hands a little forward into the side. Rolling shoulders back. Now we're going to come into swan, some extension. So you're going to stop where your body needs you to stop. How do you know when you need to stop? Well, if your shoulders start to creep up by the ears, you only want to go to where you can keep them away. If you're coming up and you feel crunching in the low spine, then we don't want to come up that high. Okay. So rolling shoulders back, belly button is in. Good. Inhale, find your swan. Is it a baby, a medium, or high? And then we'll lower that back down. Inhale, exhale. Good. We should be doing this on an inhale, sorry. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling on the lower. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Going into single leg kick. You can be completely down here. You can be up on the forearms, which is where I like to be. Just be where you're comfortable. Belly button is in. Good. So this is glute work here. So you want to tighten that butt when we do this work. Otherwise, this is pretty pointless. Okay. So shoulders away from the ears. Belly button is in. And here we go. Pulse, pulse, lower. 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 Pulse, pulse, lower, flex, pulse, pulse, lower, flex, pulse, pulse, lower, pulse, pulse, lower, pulse, pulse, lower, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower. Stay with this. Point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower. Taking that down. Finding a quad stretch here. So I'm going to just start on the left side because it's the side facing you. For some of you, just bending the knee here might give you enough of a stretch. Some of you are going to reach around and grab pant, foot, or ankle. If you've got your pant, foot, or ankle, lengthen from the hip to the knee. That's going to give you more of a stretch. And then if you're okay with it, rolling that left shoulder back, your grippy shoulder back, and lift up. We stretch the back side. Now we're stretching the front side. And when you're ready, we'll release. We'll take that to the other side. Bending, kind of take this where you need to take it here. Might be a little bit different on this side than the other. That's okay. My left hamstring was tighter, but my right quad is tighter. And then from here, once you're ready, good. We will release, and I'm just going to roll right over onto my right side here. We'll get a little bit of side series in here today. So different things for different people. You can be up here, just like this. We don't want to be like this. So we want to be lifted, and we don't want to hang in the rib cage. So we want to be lifted here if this is where you're going. You can also be here. You can also be down here. I'm going to be right here. So just kind of find what feels good to you. Your bottom leg can be bent if you need that for stability. It's going to be harder if you've got a long parallel stack, shoulders and hips in alignment. Good. And I'm going to bend my bottom knee here today. Good. I'm just going to let my top foot be at ease. Belly button is in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 circles. Stabilize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And reverse. 6. Woo, I'm feeling it now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to kick. So I'm bringing that knee down at a little bit of an angle. So it's kind of angled down. My foot is in flexion. I'm going to drive through the glute, drive through that heel. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And when you're ready, bring that down, maybe pat something out. Come onto your belly. We're going to go into swimming here before we go to the other side. So legs are about hip width apart. Arms are long. Belly button is in. Good. Zip up as you lift up. Good. And then from here, just alternate. Squeezing the glute, squeezing the back of the shoulder. I'm going to keep mine relatively slower pace, but you could do this faster. The goal is to keep the pelvis even and not rock side to side. And when you're ready, we'll bring that down. Good. I'm going to switch sides here just so that my back is not to you. We'll do the other side. So try to set yourself up on this side the same way that you did on the other side. Again, we're all about trying to be as even as possible. So I'm on the hip bone. Good. I'm just going to relax that foot. I'm still drawn up and in. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's our little circle. Don't let the hips move. Circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending that knee down, flexing that foot, in we kick, and we go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Tap something out here. Come up to a seat. We're going to take this into seal. Seal. So similar to rolling like a ball, it's just a different grip. So again, if seal rolling is not for you, you're going to come and find a boat pose, which is kind of this right here. Good. But from here, good. On my left side, I'm going to take my left arm underneath and hold. Good. And for some of you, maybe just being right here and practicing this balance, because this is a balance challenge right here. That's all you're going to do. Otherwise, let's go into seal. Clap, clap. 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 Ooh, clap, clap. One more time. Clap, clap. And clap, clap. Come up, find your balance. Find your balance. And take that down. All right, let's go into a plank and push up before we end. Crossing. So you can take, for just your plank, if you want a forearm plank, you can. Let me pull up my pants here. Good. Readjust the clothes. Good. You can. You won't be able to push up from there, but from your other plank, if you're going to come up high, remember knees can be down. You can also be up high. So if you've got the strength, I'm going to encourage you to come up high with me. Spreading fingers wide, rooting through knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Find your point. Shoulders are over behind the wrist. If you're forearm planking, shoulders are over behind the elbow. And we're breathing. And belly button is in. Could you find just a little bit more length here in that torso? It's harder, but it's better. And then when you're ready, taking those knees down, find a little child's pose. Whew. So going in a push-up, different things for different people. You can do the push-ups from a high plank, like I just did. You can do them with knees down. If you're newer, or maybe you're not as strong in the shoulders, I'm going to encourage you to do your push-ups from all fours. Okay. So from here, we're going to do a little bit more of a chesty push-up. So wherever you're going with your legs, turn everything kind of inward a little bit instead of like this. Kind of turn shoulders, elbows, and hands inward a little bit. It makes it just a little bit easier. And remember, you only need to come halfway down, not all the way down to the floor. So we're going to do this 4, 6, 8, or 10. So modify if you need to. And you can bring your knees down at any time if you're up high. Belly button is in, and here we go. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm going to fight for it. 3, 2, 1. Those were tough. Take that back. And find a seat. Wow, we made it through that challenging end. I hope you had a nice little glow working up there. Nice slow to strong build. I hope to see you again really soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.